Call to mind someone that there's a little disharmony with at the moment. As you call them to mind, try to go beyond their physical appearance to the heart of who they are. They are a soul, just like you, and just like you, they want to be respected and appreciated for who they are, for their personal qualities, even more than how they look or the role they play, for someone to see the best in them. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings about this person. You understand how the thoughts you have for this individual are felt by them. Your expressions and body language convey a lot, but they will also directly sense your feelings towards them. In this state of soul consciousness, ask this person what they want from you to make them feel safe and well. It could be respect. It could be acceptance. It could be love or forgiveness. Be genuinely open to that person. And don't rush this part. Be patient and listen for an answer. By being open and waiting for an answer, you'll be able to perceive their feelings on a soul-to-soul level. Ask them what they want from you to make them feel safe and well. Are you now willing, on a soul level, to fulfill that need? This person may have hurt you and be 100% wrong, but they still need your respect and acceptance. This will mean a great deal to them. Allow them to feel safe, at ease with themselves, and to move closer to their higher self. If you are willing to give unconditionally, any disharmony between you can start to dissolve. In the next few moments of silence, on a soul-to-soul level, give this person whatever form of good feelings and kindness they need from you. After this meditation, you might feel a dramatic change in your feelings for this person. If not, you might need to repeat the exercise 2 to 3 times to feel that step change. But if you persist and are patient, that change will happen. Notice if that affects the dynamic of the relationship in any way. At the very least, it may help you to see things from a higher perspective and help you tackle whatever you need to do with a clearer head and a more compassionate heart.
Hello, everyone. Greetings of peace. Om Shanti. Very warm welcome to Brahma Kumaris Silicon Valleys. In the month of July, we are covering the series Engine of Faith Makes You Victorious. Today is class number 2, and we'll continue to see how faith can move mountains in the upcoming class, and one more class left next week. But like always, we will first get started with a guided meditation. We are using the Raj Yoga meditation technique in this. All you need is a warm heart, an open heart, and to embrace every thought that is being spoken aloud. So I invite you to join me in this guided meditation. The road ahead is unseen, unknown, and I'm walking on that road. I can either be hopeful about the destiny or hopeless. I can't see, I don't know. One might say, when you can't see, when you don't know, how can you maintain hope? Same question. If I can't maintain hope when things are unknown, unseen, unheard, why am I making myself hopeless? Same reasons hold true. And this road that we are all walking on is called life. And at every moment, I'm choosing if I'm walking towards light or towards darkness. Even though I can't see anything, when I choose darkness because I can't see, I don't know. And And because darkness had hit me in the past, I walk ahead with darkness as my destiny, hopelessness as my destiny. How would that journey look like? How would relationships look like? How would a confidence in self, confidence in God, confidence in people look like? When I doubt my destiny, I will doubt everything. I will doubt my abilities, my skills. My mind will say, you can't learn anything. You don't have it in you. And I will accept those thoughts because I'm walking towards darkness. I will doubt people even though if they want to help me, guide me, I will doubt them. Because once we conclude within us that everything is going to be bad, then we start concluding bad in everything that we can't see clearly. Yes, we don't know people's motives, unknown. We don't know what life has in store for us, unknown. We don't know what my potential and capacity and whether it will materialize, unknown. But one is to move forward with doubt, with fear, with zero confidence. And the other is to say, I only see hope. I only see light. Mind might ask, where is the light? All bad things have happened to you. People have cheated you. God has not been there for you. You've never done well at work or relations. Where is the light that you see? Mind is illiterate, a big spiritual, ignorant server. And that is why I need to learn. I need to know the truth, absolute truth about myself, about life, and about God. All of it cannot be seen and cannot even be known fully. It can't be heard. It can't even be felt. Yet I maintain faith in that unseen light, in that unheard, unfelt hope. And I move forward that I can do it. Life will guide me. It'll send me the right people. And everything that happened in the past was necessary. Necessary for me to learn the lessons. Necessary for me to build deep faith that no matter what, life is always working for me. No matter what, God is always there, right next to me. No matter matter what, only the humble, sincere student of life can learn, can improve. So through my heart, I see that light ahead of me, that unseen light, that unfelt hope. And I hold the unseen hands of God, that you are there. And I walk myself ahead with faith. This gives me huge power. It enables me to discern and discriminate accurately. Helps me to come with long-term, long-lasting solutions. Because faith generates peace of mind. Courage, tolerance, patience, everything that I need to walk this life where every scene is unknown, unseen, untold, unheard. Where I got faith, I'm ready for life. Warm welcome everyone to class number 2 on Engine of Faith Makes You Victorious. Today we will focus on faith versus blind faith and also many other different factors of faith. I know one of you suggested to use the computer audio. That generally tends to get too loud, whereas the phone gets too silent, I believe. I've tried it many different times, so I'd rather it not be too loud. So that's why I continue to use the phone. But feel free to suggest if there is a different trick that can be used for the background music to come during meditation. So we will get started with the revision of the first class. Anybody who remembers what was discussed in the first class, whoever was able to join the first class, and if you can share a point that stayed with you from the first class, let's do a quick revision. Okay, meditation was good. That's good. The audio and the meditation was good. It's just, I think that background audio music, right? That doesn't come through well. I'm totally aware from the phone, it doesn't. So if you attended last week's sessions, please do share a point that stayed with you. And if you want to speak up, feel free to raise your hand. Otherwise, put them on the chat. No one? No recollection? What did we talk about? What is faith? Right? We talked about what faith is. We talked about what is opposite of faith. We talked about the signs and virtues that emerge from faith. Yes, hopefully it rings a bell. So I'll do a quick revision, no problem. But hopefully it's not totally evaporated from the mind. It's basically faith is complete confidence in someone, something, or a ideology, right? Something. And faith is where you don't have really concrete evidence, yet you believe in it. There is this third eye, this heart in you. Your instincts, your conscience is inclining you towards that thing that you have faith in. Whereas trust is slightly different. It requires evidence, it requires proof. I've experienced, and that's why I can trust. Whereas faith, you've not experienced, you've not even really have any kind of evidence, yet there is this unseen you, unheard you that is having full faith in it. And it is, faith is really an engine. We know the role of an engine, the function of an engine in a train is to pull forward. Why does it pull forward? Because it has that power. Whether it's the power of the steam engine or the electric engine or whatever other different kinds of engines that exist today, that power can pull hundreds of bogus compartments which are filled with goods. It can pull everything with it, with that power. Same thing, when I have maintained faith in myself, then any thought that I have about myself, that I can do it, I will be able to do it. But if I go with this doubt, maybe I will be able to do it, I'm going to give it a try, then you will not be able to put your heart, all your skills, or your potential in that task, because you started your first step with doubt. So everything is unknown. Whether you will finish that task or you will not finish that task is unknown. But maintaining faith that I can, that totally fills your power in your thoughts, in your skills, in your abilities, everything, power will get filled. Faith is a huge power driving force, and that's why it's called the engine. And signs of faith, there are so many benefits from faith. The one who has faith, first of all, what are the signs? They will not have any questions. What will happen? How will it happen? When will it happen? Why does it happen? No questions and no complaints. This should have not happened. How dare it happen? Why things happen like this? Why did it turn out? No complaints at all. They are just happy, very, very light, carefree, in that pure intoxication of their victory. And then virtues that emerge, very important virtues, whether it is patience, courage, tolerance, contentment, you name it, so many virtues automatically are tied very closely. You really cannot be fully joyful in life if you don't have faith. Faith is, again, once again, things that you've not seen, that you have not heard, that you've not experienced, maintaining faith in something like that, right? It's a huge power. And that enables, because life is filled with such kind of things. Future is unknown, unseen, unheard. So many things in life are like that. So if I don't have this faith, this positive force in me, impossible to lead a life of contentment. An opposite of faith is fear. So this is what we covered in last class. And we will move forward to today's class. All right, so you started, faith is believing without evidence. Thank you. We talked about difference between faith and trust, talked about signs of 100% faith. Yes, thank you for sharing. I was too quick in moving on. Now, this is a very powerful quote from Buddha here, and I feel very apt for this particular class. And his quote says, I'm going to read it as is. Buddha says, don't believe anything just because I say it or something held to be traditionally true. Believe in it. Believe truth from your own experience. So now faith, one might say faith is something that you have not even experienced. Yes, you believe it. So faith is that first starting force, right? You've heard about something. It kind of touches your heart and you want to accept it, you maintain your faith in that. You've not had an experience yet. But eventually, you need to experience the truth of your faith. And obviously, we all want it to be a good experience, comfortable experience. It should give me that carefreeness, that positivity. If it is not giving it, that means my faith was not in the right things or not in the right ideology. So that is why here Buddha is saying, don't believe in anything just because I said it, or because of something that hundreds of people believe it, or it's been prevalent for hundreds or thousands of years. That's why I believe in it. No, believe truth from your own experience. But faith is always maintained in truth. Anything that is not truth, that is a big question mark, whether I should be maintaining faith in it or not. Any questions on this particular quote? Feel free at any moment, if you have a thought or a question, to raise your hand or put it on the chat. So how do we develop faith? What are certain steps we need to take care of to develop the right kind of faith? And then we will also talk about wrong kind of faith or blind faith. Isn't this more trust than faith? To some extent, you can say that, and a great observation that we talk the distinction between faith and trust. Trust is based on experience, based on evidence, right? Versus faith is unknown. But eventually, faith cannot just be based on unknown. Eventually, you will experience the benefit of maintaining that faith. If you are not benefiting at all, if day by day you feel with that faith in whatever you've kept, whether it is in a person or in something or some ideology that is only causing you hurt, pain, sorrow, then it is a big question mark. So eventually that experience should come. But starting point is, I don't know. It's just that my heart, my conscience, my instincts say this is the right thing. It does require a lot of courage. And maybe more than courage, I would say it will be more of being introverted and listening to your inner being, to that deep part of you which is telling, no, this is it. So anybody who'd like to share some thoughts on how do we develop faith? What are certain steps to develop the right faith? Okay, feel free to put it on the chat. First thing is get in touch with your inner self, deep introspection. There you go. I'm seeing a comment here. I missed the correlation. The quote from Buddha was trust and not faith, correct? I think it was faith. It was in what you believe in, whether it is the truth or not truth, right? It is something that you need to check. You just can't blindly follow it. I thought that quote was for faith. The test of faith is eventually, right? Because there are a lot of things we adopt, right, as part of culture, as part of upbringing, as part of hearing from people. We say, I have faith in this because my family had faith in it, my religion says so, my culture says so, or my experience says so. But that faith has to constantly be evaluated and see if it is giving me benefit or is it causing me problems. So that is why Buddha is saying maintain faith because of your experience, not because somebody big said it or somebody in some religion said it or some scripture said it or everybody is saying it. Don't do it based on that. And I like this comment here, get in touch with your inner self, deep introspection. Absolutely. To develop that faith, we do need that touch with our own self, especially our heart. Heart is the deepest layer of the soul. Meditation, yes, developing faith, meditation also helps. I'm reading a few more comments here, and feel free to, some of you put it for everyone, which is great. Everybody can then read it. It's about trial and error. You may not hear your inner self clearly at first, and you may not decide to move forward with the call from the inner self, even when you hear it. That is very true. That is very true. Sometimes you want to hear your inner voice, you don't. And sometimes you listen. You're listening to that inner voice, but you still choose to ignore it, right? Because you just feel you don't have that courage to go forward with it. Very true. Inner consciousness and believe in the superpower who's controlling the whole earth, or in order to believe. Okay, very good. Another comment here, if faith is strong, experience would surely follow. Yes, not just strong, faith has to be strong and it has to be on the truth. If it is not based on the truth, on the knowledge, then that faith will certainly be shaken. Even if you have full faith in it, your faith is very strong in it, but it doesn't have the truth in it. That is why knowing, recognizing the truth. And again, truth is all, something that cannot be seen immediately, that something that requires a bit more of a kind of like taking that step of saying experimentation. Lot of like science, right? In the beginning, we didn't know all of these laws. We didn't know how things work. We didn't know about gravity. We didn't know about how electricity and what is the flow of it and the speed of it. So a lot of it was just a concept. After it got proven, we said this is the law. But lot of in science, everything starts with experimentation. Now let me try this and see if I get what I want. It is the same thing with spirituality. I will maintain my faith that this is the truth. This is right thing. This right thing, if I follow, I will get good results. So then you move forward like a student, you experiment. So this curiosity, this wanting to experiment is only generally available in people who are very humble, who are very open-minded, who are okay to take some risk, because faith does require that kind of openness, that kind of someone who's able to take risk and say, so what if I fail? I'm going to maintain faith in this. And yes, it might turn out to be wrong. I'm fine with it. I will then steer myself in a different direction. Egoistic person will not. No, no, no. I don't know. I just can't put my bet on that because what if I fall? What if I fail? So too much of calculation. I need to understand everything. If you're too egoistic, who needs to understand everything, then very difficult to maintain faith. Faith does require some kind of that ability to take risk and be comfortable with not knowing everything and still saying, my heart says, go in this direction. And Meghna has done this so many times. And yes, sometimes she's burnt her fingers and she learned. It is so important to burn your fingers and learn. But always, otherwise, you can never grow as a person. If you always limit yourself, show me the proof, I need to see, I need this, I need that, then your life is very limited. You cannot feel that expansion till you use faith. So first step in faith is really knowing, recognizing the truth about something or someone. And for this, really, being very introspective, even during life's experiences, when all kinds of bad things are occurring, to be very, very introspective and try to understand what was life trying to tell me. What was the mistake? What did I learn from it? Every time going inwards and recognizing the truth of everything that happened, there was a good reason for it. Second is understanding. After you know the truth, try to logically understand it, by deeply contemplating. Then what does this mean? And we will take examples to kind of go through these concepts and understand it a bit better. So, second is to really understand it in a very, very deep manner. Like, suppose someone tells you that, a person is eternal, right? A soul is eternal. How do you believe in it, right? You just hear it and you say, okay, we've seen death. How do I believe that soul never dies? It's only the body that dies. You have to understand it logically. Why is it true? Because you might never be able to see it for proof that soul never dies. So these things, one is you hear it, it appeals to your heart, then you logically try to understand, does it make sense? And then maybe this is your thought process. It touches me that I never die, my existence is not limited. And then I start thinking, how does that make sense? And that is when you start thinking that, yes, there are so many, souls who are born with a lot of fear. Where does that fear come from? Parents are fearless. Where did that fear come from? This child is very fearful of water. Where is it coming from? Parents are expert swimmers. They are fearless. Where is it coming from? Then you kind of relate, yeah, this must be the soul who must have had a close to death experience next to water in previous life. You start logically trying to understand everything instead of just accepting. And then you think there are so many things about the personality that are unique. A child doesn't have the exact same personality as the person, as their parents or siblings or anyone in the house. So a lot of these things you start kind of understanding it logically by deeply contemplating, churning. These are the words. And then experimenting with it. It's not just, oh yeah, I believe that, yeah, soul is eternal. It's actually experimenting it. So whenever, suppose, maybe your body is going through some ups and downs, which has happened a lot for Meghna's body, and I'm sure for all of you also, you've gone through it. And there was a particular time when it looked like it was something really very, very serious. And Meghna does have two young kids. Well, not very young. They're still young though, but they do need mother. They're adults, but yet, they're still pretty young. So Meghna's mind created a lot of doubts about what will happen, death will happen. I said, well, I don't die. Okay, if this body has to die now, there must be some good reason for it to die. No problem. Death is meant to happen one day. If it is going to happen next day or next month, no problem. Total faith in your eternity. Total faith that whatever will happen will be good. It is actual experimentation and then seeing benefit. Now that doesn't mean that Meghna didn't go to all the medical professionals to get her body checked up and to make sure that everything. It's not blind faith. It is faith that I don't know when that death is, or I don't know what this sickness that the body is going through will lead to. I have no idea. But the early signals indicated that it could be something very serious, right? Those were the initial tests of the body that it indicated it could be something very serious. Luckily, it didn't turn out to be that serious. But Meghna didn't even go and tell everyone that it could be very serious, or, no kind of like, because I only didn't think it is going to be serious. Why should I conclude? Let it come. Even the mind was creating a bit of a doubt, what will happen, this, that, don't know. But whatever it will be good. So you actually need to utilize that knowledge in your life and see how it benefits you. So with that faith in my eternity, faith in the eternal goodness of this world drama, faith that everything will turn out good, it gave me a huge force to move forward, and I feel it helps the body a lot as well to heal. Luckily, everything turned out to be good, nothing serious with the body. The issues continues, but it is not something which is which was not very very, very serious or life threatening. Then last is experiencing. You will then consistently be witnessing positive results from that truth. So every time I have thought myself as a soul, I will not take any karma that is positive or negative lightly. I know that soul is eternal. So every action and its consequence of that action is something that will come back to me. Believe that I am a soul means fearlessness. If anything happens to the body, total fearlessness. And know that being that soul means I don't have that attachment to, I mean, obviously, it is something that takes time to build. It's not like one day I came to know soul and immediately everything, all the fear vanished, all the attachment went away, everything happened. No, it is something that I'm constantly trying to logically understand, go deeper and deeper. I'm experimenting with that understanding, using it. Experimenting means using that in my day to day life. Instead of doubting on everything, I am maintaining faith and experiencing. For example, now I don't have that kind of attachment with the family because everything is transient. But soul's love is always, soul's love is not restricted to just the people who are in the family. Soul's nature is love, so it's able to give love to everyone. So I don't feel that kind of what will happen to my kid, what will happen to them, what will happen to the entire world. Everything will be good. So for me, this limited, care, limited love, all that is vanishing. Instead, it is constant love for everyone. So there is not only do I not have fear about me or my body, I don't have any fear about the family either or the job either. This is the power of faith you will start seeing. There will be no space for fear, doubt, sorrow where there is faith. So, last leg of faith is experiencing. This is the test. But there will be many more tests. Any questions? Any thoughts? Yeah, I have unmuted you, Tigvida, if I'm saying your name right. Sorry. Please go ahead and.
Yeah, thank you so much, Meghana. My question is to know clearly the difference between experimenting and experiencing. I can see clearly the difference between the two things.
Very good. Very good question. So, experimenting. Now, suppose that I am a soul, right? Let's say this itself, same example. I don't want to introduce another example, but if I maintain faith that I am a soul and not this body, now the biggest difference between the soul and the body is soul is eternal and imperishable, whereas body has death. It is perishable. Soul is eternally connected to all souls. Every 8 billion souls are its family. Whereas body is this is mine, that is not mine, all of that distinction, right? So experimentation with this is first by understanding. Why should I consider all the 8 billions as my family? This is when it makes you carefree, totally carefree, and it makes you constant love. Otherwise, we experience jealousy. Why is this person going ahead of my family member, my friend, my family? My friend should go ahead, everybody else should not go ahead. So, this is experimenting. Once I understand why it is important, I start actually using it in my day to day life instead of doubting, that, oh, why is this person going ahead? I maintain faith that every soul has the right to go forward. I maintain faith that nothing will happen to this body. So, actually, maybe I should even make it even more simpler. Let's put the concept, the faith is in soul is eternal, body is perishable, right? So, I am thinking of myself as a soul. If I maintain only faith in that, then automatically every time something serious is happening with the body, I have to experiment saying, yes, this body is full of maintenance, it will go through changes. And yes, I have to take this body to its doctor. But I, the soul, who's always peace, always power, who's eternal, is giving my love, my power to this body. Beautiful medium, beautiful costume. Thank you. So I'm experimenting with that concept of soul, but at the same time, I'm also taking this body to the doctor because it looks something serious. But many times for Meghna's body, it's not very serious. There is pain, but that pain has been there maybe for a day or two. She will not run to the doctor anymore. She will not go and check any home remedy anymore. Waste of time. Be like, oh, okay, body, you're throwing a tantrum again. All right, you can throw. I'm giving you love, dear body. So this is the way I move forward with I experiment with it. And what do I experience later? I suddenly see that the body started to feel better. That pain is as if suddenly disappeared. This has happened to me multiple times. Multiple times where I refuse to go and do any exercise or take any home remedy help or run to the doctor. Again, I'm not saying when it is excruciating pain or the pain has been going on for a week or multiple weeks. No, then Meghna does go to the doctor. She will take whatever remedies need to be taken. But a lot of times, even in those times when it's excruciating pain, I still continue to experiment with the soul has the healing power. I can give it to this non-living matter, nature, and I give it. That is experimentation and experiences. You'll suddenly feel that pain is not excruciating anymore. That pain will diminish. And that is when you know that your faith, that you are a soul, this healing energy is right. Does that make sense? Long answer.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Meghna.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Now we talk about blind faith. I would love to hear from all of you. What is the difference between faith and blind faith? Now that we've talked about faith, trust, we've talked about how to develop faith, what are the signs of faith, what are the virtues that emerge from faith. Now the question is, what is blind faith then? I see a question and I will take this after this slide. How do you reinforce faith, reinforce or restore faith after a bad experience? I'll talk about that. I would, yeah, anybody who wants to share? Okay, here I see in response, believing in something without experimenting. Very good. Faith without any vision or direction or understanding. There you go. Yes, absolutely. So faith would be called blind faith where there is no understanding, you've not discerned it, you've not discriminated what is right, what is wrong, does it really make sense? You've not even experimented with it. and you've not had any kind of consistent experience with it, such kind of a faith is blind faith. There is a huge difference between faith and blind faith, and we need to be careful because in this world, mostly there is a lot of blind faith. So now this particular aspect, this question that question on how do you reinforce or restore faith after a bad experience. Now, every experience has an immense lesson, immense benefit in it. Whether that lesson could be bad experience, could even be death of a young one. It could also be a huge loss, total bankruptcy. That bad experience could also be your own sibling that you trusted completely, robbed you of everything. It could be anything. That bad experience could be extreme, but not losing faith in yourself, in life, in God. How do you develop that kind of faith? So, first of all, it's important to check, did I have blind faith in anything? Did I have the right kind of faith? Because where you have the right kind of faith, there can't be a bad experience. Because even when there is a lot of bankruptcy that occurred, you will understand that bankruptcy was very important, right? So as we go forward and understand what are certain things we need to maintain faith in, then nothing of this world drama will seem like a bad experience. So I would request you to hold on to your question. I try to answer it to some extent, but feel free to bring it up again in the last class, which is the next class, with a specific example if it doesn't get clarified in the upcoming slides, right? And again, all of you feel free to put your thoughts and continue to put your thoughts and questions here. And we will take it as we go forward. I'm reading another comment here, which says blind faith is belief that is passed down from elders, fear introduced. If you don't follow this, then something bad will happen. Very true, right? We have, all of us have such kind of blind faith, but there's nothing wrong in it, right? Everybody did certain things to kind of protect each other. They instilled all of this fear in us so that to keep us safe, or whatever they felt that it would keep us safe, it would keep us in good fortune or whatever, right? So there are all kinds of things. Oh, if a black cat walks in front of you, don't go that path forward. This was one blind faith I'd heard of long time back, and people even now believe in it, right? So these are things we need to question. No need to blame anyone who passed it on to us. Okay, I didn't know better, I followed it, but now that I have awakened, should I believe in it? So here are a few things, right, that I would request all of you to discern, discriminate, and understand. And I will ask one by one and say if it is, we are taking one example, right, to distinguish between faith and blind faith here. So I will bring forward few points here, and I would like to know from all of you whether it is faith or blind faith. The first point is God can do anything. He moves every leaf, can make dead alive, make rich the poor, fix my role. Is this faith or is this blind faith? Is this the truth or is this not the truth? I would love to hear from all of you. God can do anything, blind faith. Absolutely, it is blind faith. The reality is that he indeed has the power to, because he's so pure, he's always on the side of truth. He has the power to do anything because the one who's always stabilized in truth, whose mind is ever pure, ever clean, can actually do anything. But he is the biggest law abider. He doesn't intervene in this wonderful world drama that is occurring between 8 billion souls. He doesn't intervene in my karma. What is the point of God making someone dead alive, because that dead body is anyways dead and one day is going to, soul has to leave that body for an important reason, because once the body becomes old, it just can't function. So death is a very good thing. It's just this world, our beliefs that we say, oh my God, they died. What is wrong in dying? Whether it is young or old, what is wrong in dying? Once you understand the reason for death is because that soul had only that much credit and debit account in that body, all the connections. He finished clearing the debt. He finished taking the credit. That soul had to leave the body. So God is not going to, make the dead alive. He's not going to make the rich poor or the poor rich. He's not going to sit and move every leaf. He can't fix my role. Oh, make my job better, get me a job here, get me a Mercedes car. He can't get involved in all of these things. If he did, then there would be equality in this world drama, because God is the most merciless, most fair, most innocent being. If he got involved in all of these things, this world drama would be everybody had equal amount of money, everybody had equal amount of everything. There would be no pain and sorrow. This is a very important point to understand, otherwise it causes us a lot of sorrow. And interest of time, I'm going to go forward with these two other points without asking. In fact, everything here as per understanding, my own understanding, and I'm not imposing this on you, but for you to check, right, whether you believe in it or not. God gives joy and sorrow. So many people out of that God is, anytime they experience a lot of sorrow, they say, oh man, God must be angry with me. I must have done something. I have to please him. So they go and either donate money, or they go into a lot of pilgrimages, or they get a lot of prayers done, thinking God is mad at me. He's giving me sorrow. God is the ocean of joy. His mind has never had a negative, wasteful thought. He's only the bestower of sorrow, bestower of joy and remover of sorrow. That is his role. If I don't understand this well, there will be this disheartenment, this deep pain that the most beautiful being is also not on my side. So then one might say, why is there sorrow? If again God had the power to remove sorrow from everyone, he would. But in this world drama, it has been designed for all of us to experience joy and sorrow. So we will all have our share of sorrow. No, maybe in this birth, some people have all had only joy, but that doesn't mean they've not had experiences of sorrow before or will not have it later. So God is not someone who gives joy and sorrow. His role is only to give joy. God is omnipresent. This is one more belief in the world, that he's in you, he's in me, he's in the stone, he's everywhere. Well, there couldn't be so much violence in this world if God is present. What is the point of God being present here if there is so much violence, unrighteousness, unethicalness, all of this in this world? What is the point of God's presence? If he was present, there would be no unfairness, there would be no violence. He is not in me, he is not in you, he is not in stones. He is his own identity. He is beyond this world in nirvana. So when you think God is omnipresent, then the importance of God, who he is, everything dilutes. Our respect for him goes down. So God is not omnipresent. That belief is blind faith as per my understanding. But you all need to do your own work and see what makes sense and what doesn't. So just wanted to kind of go over some examples to understand the difference between faith and blind faith. Any questions on this difference between faith and blind faith, or this particular slide? God is omnipotent. Yes, He is omnipotent, almighty. He can do anything, but He's the most humble and innocent being who will not take advantage of His omnipotency. He is the biggest abider of laws. He does not intervene in our karma, but He will interject and tell us what is the right karma. He will guide. He will give you the courage. He'll give you the power. He'll give you the direction. But He can't fix things for me. That I have to do it on my own, after taking His guidance, after taking His support, His strength. So those are the things. The omnipresent of God is about His knowing of everything, I suppose. Omnipresent means He's present in everything. He's present in you, present in me, means He's inside of me, He's inside of you. That is omnipresent. Knowing everything, omniscient, I think is the word for it. He knows everything. But that is also in a lot bigger sense. Knows everything means He knows the history and geography of this world. When did it start? When will it end? How does this world transform? How do souls come and how will they go back home? All of those things He knows. And yes, He will know about, not in detail about Meghna's drama and Meghna's karma, but because He's such a pure soul. If I ask Him, God, in this relationship, I'm having these kind of challenges, without even me telling Him, He will know everything because of His purity, not because He's trying to poke and see what all Meghna has done, what all she not done, let me give her the right advice. But because of His purity, everything is very crisp and clear, and He's able to give me the right guidance. With your relationship, do this. So that way He's omniscient. So there's omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, three aspects of God. All right, we'll do one more slide and maybe one more slide which will follow this. How to not lose faith. I think one of you asked this question, that you had a bad experience and how to continue to maintain faith. So we will cover this. Anybody else who would like to share a point on how to not lose faith? Any kind of tips that would be beneficial, maybe something that you've done in your life when bad things happen, bad experience happened, and this is what you chose to not lose faith. If you would like to speak up or put it on chat. Believe in karma. Okay. That's a huge belief, right? Because you don't know. Soul, again, previous life, what all I might have done, you don't know. So maybe a lot of bad things are happening to you. And this birth, you've not done anything, as such, you've not hurt anyone, you've not done really something very violent or unethical, but bad things, one after the other, they keep happening. Now, this is total faith where you don't know what all happened in the previous birth, but you maintain. This is Meghna's big strength, where she totally maintained faith in karma, and so many beautiful experiences because of this faith. I can sit and tell so many stories about maintaining faith in karma, how I experimented with it, and how I saw so many beautiful results with it. So how to not lose faith, right? So as you can see here, this is not really blind faith, but you are really taking that step forward where you can't see in everything. First of all, a faith that is not tested, that can't be trusted. So we certainly need experimentation. And that is what we talked. Remember, the first step is knowledge, knowing the truth. Second step is logical, discerning, discriminating. understanding by contemplating. Third step, experiment with it. Fourth step is experiencing. Watch what was your experience. So a faith that has not gone through this process is a faith that will be very weak. It will break. So very important to check, if I am having a bad experience, what is that faith that broke? Why did it break? Did I really understand it well? Did I really discern it well? This is something that we need to go a bit deeper in. So for in this particular example, right, suppose you believe in someone, and you maintain faith in someone, and you just as a result of that faith, they kind of took advantage, and maybe they even cheated, maybe they robbed you away of certain amount of money. Now this faith was not tested, right? You just did it based on your instincts, or based on just that person's words or whatever, and you just got carried away by it. So you kind of worked with this person, then burnt your fingers. So then you obviously cannot trust this particular individual. In future, you're going to be careful with this particular person. So it does need to go through that particular process of experimentation, experience, and then checking whether this faith was right or not. Share an example. So for me, this one of the things was that in one of the close relationships, there was always this friction. This one of the close relatives would generally always kind of either try to put me down, or not basically be very nice with me, and they would generally be nice with everyone else except me, right? So constantly bad experiences. A session of on karma would be helpful. I think we generally cover karma in many topics, but I can share, this is totally related to karma, right? And Meghna tried in many different ways to try and fix this particular relationship by being sweet, extra sweet. Nothing would work. Nothing would work, and constantly this bitterness or something would keep coming back. And it is rather close relationship, so it would hurt a lot, right? In close relationships, when people are not nice, it hurts a lot. So when this knowledge of karma came to me, and growing up in India, karma was very common, but Meghna never really understood it because there was not so much of clarity, right? Afterwards, once she heard it at Brahma Kumaris, and she went through that second step of totally understanding it, that whatever energy I have given, whatever debt I created is coming back to me. This person wants the credit from me. This person, I have a debt against them, they've come to ask for credit. So my experimentation, I wouldn't even call it experimentation, was such a natural way for me to understand it. In fact, I had tears of joy when this knowledge came, that now I understand. Till then, I wouldn't understand why. And that would actually cause me more discomfort than their behavior. Why me? Right? That would bother me more than their behavior of being rude or bitter. So when I understood this, my experimentation was, in my meditation, I invoke this person and I send them a deep apology for what I might have done in the past. I said, I don't know, I don't remember, but I've certainly sent you bad vibes. I've certainly performed certain wrong karma with you. I apologize for it. I hope for your own sake you forgive me. Otherwise, you will be suffering. If you keep holding hatred, you will suffer. So, for your sake, I hope you will forgive me. And then I also said, I forgive you for what you are doing to me now in the present. So, account settled. For the past, I asked forgiveness. For the present, I forgave them. And after this, whenever I met this person, their words would not bother me, their behavior would not bother me, because I knew now where they're coming from. So my experience was deep lightness because all questions were answered. And this person in the beginning was very surprised that Meghna is not getting affected by anything. She's so cool. She's so this. And for me, there was only love and respect for this person. I knew where they were coming from. And within few interactions, this person's behavior completely changed. Totally, the relationship is on the great side now. Well, this person doesn't exist anymore, but I mean, it's left that particular body, but totally changed. Totally changed. This has happened with so many different individuals on this karma. So this is really like, testing and then experiencing. Me kind of showing this respect for this person, understanding that whatever they are doing is not unreasonable, there is a reason behind their behavior, accepting it, forgiving it, totally changed the relationship. And I knew then that this karma is the truth. The law of the karma is the truth. So we are all out of time. So I'm going to end the session now. But if you have any other questions or anything you would like to share, feel free to raise your hand or put it on the chat. We are over time, but I'm happy to stay back for a few minutes if you have any thoughts or questions. No more questions? All good? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And we'll see you again next week for the last class. Evaluating faith. Tell few sentences on it. Basically, where there is faith, right? Those signs of faith. That's why we talked about if you have faith means those signs should emerge. That signs of feeling, there are no questions, no. If you have complaints, means your faith evaluation was failure. Your faith did not succeed. You had faith in the wrong things because you're complaining, or it could also mean that you've not developed faith fully. If you say I have belief in karma and you keep complaining that, oh, all bad things happen to me, why people are like this to me, that means you have a lot of questions, and complaints means you've not developed that faith fully. So evaluating faith means the signs of building that faith, right faith, should be visible, whether it is tolerance, courage, carefreeness, enthusiasm, all of that should be visible. So thank you, everyone, for joining, and loads of good wishes for the next week. Om Shanti. Take care, everyone.